People on forums love rules that never change. They speak in absolutes. One of the loudest rules you will hear is this: the AR carbine is always the better home defense gun. You see that line a lot online. It sounds sure, it sounds final, but life is not final, and it is rarely simple. Home defense choices are serious business. They deserve clear thinking, not slogans shouted from a keyboard. The real world is a place of infinite variables. A choice that is right for one person in one home in one state may be devastatingly wrong for another. I have used and taught many firearms over many decades. I know the AR platform. I know the 12-gauge shotgun. Both are effective tools. Both can serve you well in the gravest extreme. Both can also fail you if you are not prepared. The right choice for you depends entirely on the person holding the gun. It depends on the home you must defend. It depends on the laws and the political climate of the place where you live. To ignore these factors is to ignore reality, and ignoring reality is a luxury you cannot afford when your life is on the line. The debate between these two excellent firearms has become a proxy for a culture war. One side sees the AR as the pinnacle of modern defensive technology. The other sees the shotgun as a timeless, proven fight stopper. The AR platform has many strong points. It is not the most popular rifle in America by accident. First and foremost, it is easy to shoot well. The recoil of the standard 5.56mm cartridge is very light. This allows almost any shooter, regardless of size or strength, to control the weapon and make fast, accurate follow-up shots. A low recoil firearm is a firearm that people will practice with more often. More practice leads to more competence. More competence leads to better outcomes under extreme stress. This cannot be overstated. The AR is also ergonomically sound. It is light and easy to maneuver inside the tight confines of a house. The controls are generally well placed and intuitive for a trained user. The adjustable stock allows it to fit shooters of different sizes, a large man, a small woman. Its modularity is another key advantage. You can easily add a weapon-mounted light, identifying threats in the dark. You can also add a red dot optic, faster, more intuitive aiming than iron sights, especially under duress. Capacity is another significant advantage. Standard magazines hold 30 rounds. This is a substantial amount of ammunition. Compare this to the typical 5 to 8 rounds of a shotgun, 5 rounds, 8 rounds. In a scenario involving multiple intruders, or if you are a poor shot under stress, having more rounds available before needing to reload is a powerful tactical benefit. Now we must discuss the other side of the coin. This is the part that many enthusiasts refuse to see. In the aftermath of a defensive shooting, the tool you chose will be scrutinized. It will become evidence. Public fear, decades of hostile media messaging have made the AR platform look menacing to many people. Incorrect terms like assault rifle weapon of war used by politicians and reporters have poisoned the well. This language is deliberately chosen to shape a jury's perception. Prosecutors know this. They are masters of shaping narratives. In a self-defense case that isn't perfectly clear-cut, the prosecutor may use your firearm's appearance against you. They will hold it up for the jury. They will call it a weapon of war. They will imply you were looking for a fight by choosing an aggressive-looking gun. Mock jury studies show many jurors have a negative initial reaction to firearms that look like military weapons. This is an uncomfortable truth. This perceptual risk is real and affects case outcomes. Imagine two identical scenarios. 1. Homeowner used a wood-stocked shotgun. 2. Homeowner used an AR-15 with a 30-round magazine and a tactical light. The facts are the same. A prosecutor can more easily paint the AR user as a vigilante. The shotgun brings one thing to a close-range fight in overwhelming measure: raw, devastating power. A standard 12-gauge 2 3/4-inch shell loaded with double-aught buckshot fires 9 lead pellets. Each pellet is roughly the size of a .33 caliber bullet. At typical indoor distances, this payload strikes with tremendous force. It creates a catastrophic wound channel that stops a determined attacker quickly. The terminal performance at home defense ranges is legendary for a reason. It works, and it works decisively. This power is delivered with a high probability of hitting the target. A common myth: point a shotgun in the general direction and you won't miss. This is false. At room distances, the spread of a buckshot pattern is only a few inches wide. That slight spread gives a small margin for error versus a single rifle bullet. That margin helps when shooting at a moving target under extreme stress. The shotgun's distinctive sound and visible power can also act as a deterrent. From a practical standpoint, shotguns are simple. Shotguns are robust. Shotguns are often inexpensive. A reliable pump-action 12-gauge from a reputable maker can be purchased for a fraction of the cost of a quality AR-15. Lower cost of entry means more people can afford a dependable defensive tool and still have money for ammo and training. The pump-action mechanism is mechanically simple and very reliable. It's less sensitive to dirt and lack of lubrication than many semi-auto firearms. For many people, the shotgun is a familiar tool. Hunting, sport shooting, not just combat. Simplicity is a virtue in a defensive firearm. Under stress, your fine motor skills degrade. The gross motor movement of working a pump can be trained into muscle memory. The shotgun's greatest strength, its power, is also the source of its greatest weakness: recoil. A 12-gauge shotgun loaded with full-power buckshot produces significant felt recoil. It is a hard shove to the shoulder. This recoil can be intimidating for new or smaller-statured shooters. It makes fast follow-up shots more difficult than a soft-shooting AR. Managing recoil requires proper technique and physical conditioning. If a shooter cannot handle it, they will flinch, and their shots will miss. A miss in a gunfight is a catastrophic failure. Capacity is the other major drawback. Most defensive pump-action shotguns hold 4 to 8 rounds in a tube magazine. Most defensive semi-auto shotguns hold 4 to 8 rounds in a tube magazine. Contrast that with the 30-round standard of the AR. Most private defensive shootings are over in seconds, but you must plan for the worst-case scenario. Facing multiple armed intruders with 5 rounds is a serious tactical problem. Reloading a tube-fed shotgun under stress is slow and complex. It takes practice. Pump-action shotguns also need proper technique to run reliably. A panicked or untrained shooter can short-stroke the pump. A short stroke can cause a malfunction and take the gun out of the fight. The action is simple, but not foolproof. It must be run with authority and a well-practiced motion. A semi-automatic shotgun can solve cycling problems, but they're generally more expensive and can be picky about ammunition. No matter which firearm you choose, the hardware is less important than the software. The software is you. Your training, your mindset, your judgment are what will determine the outcome, not the brand name on the side of your gun. Training beats gear every single time. A skilled shooter with a basic shotgun will always be more effective than an unskilled person with a high-end AR-15. If you cannot handle the recoil of a 12-gauge, you will not be accurate under stress. If you do not practice magazine changes with an AR, you will be fumble-fingered and slow when seconds count. Ammunition choice is a critical part of your preparation. People rightly worry about shooting through walls and harming family members or neighbors. So, where does this leave you? The final decision rests on a careful and honest evaluation of your personal situation. If every condition were the same, and there were no legal or social risk, my personal preference would be the AR-15. Its ease of use, low recoil and high capacity, but conditions are never identical for everyone. Your local laws, your neighborhood, your physical abilities, your budget and the layout of your home